All right, it's -4 degrees outside with a real feel of -23. It's the perfect day to make some smoked over-the-top chili. I'm Darren with Kickin BBQ. If this is your first time to the channel, then welcome. If you've been here before, then welcome back. A few years ago, I did an over-the-top chili recipe, and you guys really enjoyed it. And I have to say, I've won numerous awards with that recipe. I know you as viewers have won numerous awards with that recipe, but it's 2026, and I've kind of revamped how I do this. So I'm here to show you my new updated over-the-top chili recipe. It's very, very simple. This base recipe is going to get you where you need to be. Add what you want, remove what you want, but the base of this is going to be very solid, and like I said, it's going to be very, very easy. So come on in and let's get this over-the-top chili recipe prepped up and ready for the smoker. All right, so before we get into the prep on this, let's just run through the ingredients real quick. I have a little over a pound of 85-15% ground beef. I have a pound of Jimmy Dean's breakfast sausage. Very important, do not skip this. Breakfast sausage and chili is absolutely lights out. I also have a red bell pepper, green bell pepper, a medium yellow onion, and about 3 cloves of garlic already diced up, ready to go. You guys don't need to see me dice stuff up. Let's keep the video moving here. Today I'm going to be using Sucklebuster's chili kit. This is fantastic. It's a great seasoning. It's what I used in my last chili video, I believe. They also have a competition chili seasoning, which is fantastic. And this is just the big boy bottle of this. So if this isn't quite enough, because I'm going a little bit heavier than what the recipe calls, we'll add a little bit more of this, but you can't go wrong. I buy this stuff in bulk. These packs are perfect for single chili mixes. This is a chili dump, meaning you're gonna add 1 packet and 30 minutes later add another, let it simmer. This is just their chili seasoning. It's fantastic. So this is what we're gonna be using today. I also have some Tailgater's barbecue party rub and my honey chipotle rub. You'll see what we're gonna do with that. That involves this giant meatball we're gonna be making here. I have a can of beef broth. I have a can of light kidney beans. I have a can of dark kidney beans. I have a can of petite diced tomatoes. And then I also have a can of tomato soup. Now, like I said, you can add stuff, you can remove stuff, make it your own. If you don't want beans in your chili, don't add beans in your chili. Looking at you, Texas. But I like beans in my chili. It makes it a little heartier and makes it go a little bit further. And to me, there's nothing better than a smoked over-the-top chili with beans in it. So if you want to omit that, go for it. It's completely up to you. I'm not going to hold it against you. But one thing is for sure, these Sucklebuster's chili kits and the Sucklebuster seasoning is a must-have. If you haven't tried it, you need to try it because it's a lights out. And you can actually control the heat with how much of this you add to your chili. So if you want hotter, add more. It's not gonna make it too salty. So this is gonna be very, very easy, very, very delicious. So let's get into it right now. And the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get our meat into a large mixing bowl, just so we can get it seasoned up and get it all incorporated and form our meatball. So like I said, it's about 1.31 pounds of ground beef. You can use a pound if you want. Like I said, I'm going a little bit heavier than what this recipe calls for on this box. It makes 2 pounds. So you'd ideally want a pound of ground beef and a pound of breakfast sausage. I'm not worried about it because I have extra seasoning should we need it. Then we're gonna take our ground pork, breakfast sausage, Jimmy Dean, best sausage in the world, and throw this right in there. Now that we have our meat in our bowl, I'm just gonna take a little bit of the Tailgater's barbecue party rub and season this. That way we can get the inside of the meatball seasoned. Really bring that essence out. And I'm gonna do the same thing with my honey chipotle. We will be seasoning the outside of this so you don't have to go super heavy, but we want some flavor on the inside of this mixture. Now at this point, we're just gonna get it all mixed up. Make sure we pick up any seasoning that's left in the bowl. I don't wanna see any seasoning left in here. I want it all on the meat. And this is a fun way to cook chili. It's really hands-off. It doesn't take too terribly long. You can kind of set it and forget it if you leave a leave-in thermometer in this meatball, because once this meatball's done, we're gonna shred it up, we're gonna add it to the chili, and then we're just gonna let it smoke for about another hour or so. All right, so once you have all your ground meat mixed up, seasoned up, and ready to go, I'm just gonna take and throw this cast iron pot right here. And this little rack is gonna be perfect for our meatball to go on. We want all of the nice fat inside this meat to sit and drip into the chili and just add a tremendous amount of flavor to it. That's the reason why I went with 85-15 ground meat, is I didn't go 80-20 like I usually would, because I don't want this chili to be too fatty. I want it to have nice flavor and just incorporate everything really nicely. All right, so you can see this is our meatball. I just have it formed up into a nice ball, and all that's gonna happen is we're gonna cook this chili and let this fat render down into the chili and keep it nice and flavorful. This is just like I said, really great way to make chili if you've never done it before. Now all we're gonna do here is just get this outside seasoned up. I'm not too concerned with the bottom because like I said, we seasoned up the inside, but I wanna get the outside seasoned up, and I like to do it over the chili vessel. That way it catches any of the seasoning and it's only gonna make things better. Next, we'll come in with my honey chipotle rub. This is just gonna add awesome flavor to this chili as well. If you got a favorite rub that you like, go ahead and use it. But as far as I'm concerned, the chili seasoning itself from Suckle Busters is an absolute non-negotiable. It is so good. All right, that is all we're doing for our giant meatball. I'm gonna get that set off to the side. You can see we got some seasoning inside of our pot right here. I'm perfectly fine with that. Now let's add our other ingredients. So I'm gonna go in with 1 can of the beef broth. And I might have to add a little water to it because we're not gonna be covering this. So if it starts to get a little too thick, we'll just add some water to it. Coming in with our can of diced petite tomatoes, our dark kidney beans. I did drain most of the juice off of this. I don't really like a lot of slimy bean juice in there. Can of the light kidney beans, again, drained that up pretty good. Next, we'll come in with our tomato soup. This just makes it nice and easy. And I'm gonna fill this up with water and just add that too. So like I said, we'll just get that in there just so we can make sure we get all that soup out of there. And like I said, we are cooking this open, so we're gonna get some evaporation in there. Next, we're gonna come in with our peppers, our onion, and our garlic. Just like so. Now let's get everything nice and mixed up here before we add our seasoning. We are gonna be mixing it again, but we wanna just get a head start on getting everything nice and incorporated. If you wanna add jalapenos to this, that's great too. It's completely up to you. I like to add raw jalapenos afterwards because I like that nice bite, but cooked jalapenos in here is great too. You don't have to soften the vegetables because they're just gonna sit and soften while this meatball smokes. So it works out really nice. Like I said, minimal effort on this chili recipe, and you can make it ahead. I'm a firm believer that making chili a day in advance of eating it brings out the best flavors. Something magical happens while it's in the fridge overnight. All those flavors just marry together, and it is amazing. All right, now we are going to take our chili packet here and just get this opened, and you can see this is what you get right here. Just a nice simple dump packet, and we'll just get that in there. Instantly hit with the aromas of this chili packet. It's fantastic. And in case you're wondering what's in it, chili pepper, black pepper, cayenne pepper, cumin, garlic, spices, salt, just great stuff right here. And it turns this instantly a beautiful red color. I mean, check it out. That chili looks good enough to eat, and it is cold right now. So you can tell this makes a pretty hearty pot right here. We haven't even added our 2 pounds of meat yet, so we are sitting pretty. We'll just get this all nice and mixed up here. All right, now all that's left to do is get our meatball over the top, and this is going out onto a 275-degree smoker, and it is just going to smoke until this meatball hits around 160, 165 degrees. We'll get it all shredded up. We're gonna get it added to the chili. We're gonna smoke it for another hour or so, get that meat nice and tender in these liquids, and this is gonna be amazing. I'm telling you right now, this is a must-make recipe. Let's get out to the Z-Grill 700 D3 and get this going. All right, guys, before we get our over-the-top chili on the cooker, I just want to reiterate, it is -6 degrees outside, real feel of -23. This chili is room temperature. There's nothing really cold in there except the peppers or anything, and you can see the steam coming off there like it's hot. This is room temperature. It's cold outside right now. And when it's cold outside, I trust my Z-Grill 700D3 to run flawlessly. It's been pegged at 275 degrees. This thing is an absolute workhorse, and it's gonna pump out a fantastic chili here. So thank you to Z-Grills for sponsoring today's very cold video. Let's get this over-the-top chili on the cooker, get it cooked so we can eat, because I am freezing. Let's go. All right, let's get this on. Like I said, rocking at 275 degrees. I wanna be quick about this. I wanna get this in and on and get this start cooking. We got it dead center right over the fire pot. We're just gonna let this go for an hour, then we'll come out and check the temperature. If we need to, we will get a probe inside. I'm not too concerned about it. Probably gonna take an hour to 2 hours to get this thing where we want it. So I'm gonna get this shut down because it is freezing, and get in the house and warm up, and we'll see you. And whenever we see you, I'll let you know how long it's been when we're checking the temperature on our giant meatball. See you then. All right, so it's been 2.5 hours, and check out how amazing our meatball looks. I can tell you this chili is smelling fantastic. We're gonna just get a temperature here. We're sitting at about 152 degrees. I think I said in the intro we want 160, 165. That was incorrect. We're looking for 145, 150, somewhere in there. We're gonna shred this up, and it's gonna keep cooking and get nice and tender inside the chili itself. So let's get this in the house, get it crumbled up, add it to the chili, let it smoke for another hour, and then it's go time. So we'll meet you in the house. All right, guys, here is our over-the-top chili. It is looking amazing. It smells wonderful, and check out our meatball. Nice and smoky. It smells amazing. It's taken on some good smoke color. So at this point, I'm just gonna get this slid over to the side, grab a bowl, and get this meatball off, and just start shredding her up. And I mean, like I said 160 to 165, I believe, in the beginning of this video. Not true. 145 is just fine. We were sitting at 150. This meat is going to continue to cook in this hot chili for at least an hour. You can let it go 2 hours if you want, but I'm going about an hour, and it's gonna be just perfect. I like that 145 to 150 because there's still plenty of moisture inside this meat. But what it does when you add this meat to that liquid, it just makes this so tender the longer you simmer it. That's why crockpot chili honestly is so good, because that meat gets so tender at such a low heat for so long. All right, that is pretty good. I like some bigger chunks in there. I don't like all small pieces. You get nice barky pieces like that in there. Just adds some really, really good flavor. We'll take our chili here, and we're gonna add all of our meat to it. And again, this is 2 pounds of meat. This is a hearty chili. It's gonna make a lot, but you can do a lot with it. And there may or may not be some upcoming videos on how to make other recipes with your smoked chili. You'll just have to subscribe and find out. All right, so now that we got all the meat added, we just want to get everything nice and incorporated here. That chili has thickened up really, really nice. Like I said, this is a hearty chili. All right, so I'm gonna get this back out on the Z-Grill's 700D3 just like this for another hour at 275 degrees, and we're just gonna let it simmer away, get some more smoke flavor on it. And then after an hour, I'll bring it in. If I need to add some liquid, I will. I like my chili dummy thick though with 3 C's, so I'm thinking this is probably gonna be pretty good. If you wanted to, you could just put this on your burner, on your stove top, and let it just simmer for a couple hours, really as long as you want to, and it's still gonna be good. But for me, I want a little smoke flavor, and I already have the smoker out there, and it's real feel -30, so I might as well just finish it off out there. And yeah, so we will see you guys in 1 hour. All right, so it has been 1 hour. We let this sit out on the smoker, and you can tell it's not as thick as it was, but it looks perfect to me. That looks fantastic. Onions are translucent. Such an easy recipe. Cut everything up, throw it in the pot, smoke your meat, crumble it up, throw it in there, and let it just simmer for an hour, as long as you want. It couldn't be easier. Nice chunks of garlic in there. I'm gonna take a little bowl here and just throw some in there, just like so. Check that out. Beautiful looking chili, great color on there. Wonderful smell coming off of there. Smells nice and smoky. Let's jump out and let's do the taste test. All right, here we go. Big chunk of meat, nice diced tomato in there from the tomato. It is screaming hot. I don't care. I'm gonna try to do this for you guys. At least subscribe, come on. All right, let's go. You guys, I'm telling you right now, this is some of the best chili I've had. And I'm not just saying it. There's a reason why I've won awards. There's a reason why you guys who've made this in the prior video, very similar recipe to this one, have won awards. It is just so damn good. Sucklebusters has their chili seasoning dialed in. This is perfect. I'm going in for another bite. It is extremely hot. Throw a little cheese on that, a little bit of green onions, maybe a couple slices of jalapeno, a dollop of sour cream, slice of cornbread on the side, and you have yourself a fantastic meal. It's just so good. That nice red chili, Texas red, but I got beans in it, so we can't call it that. You know how they like their sloppy Joe mix. It is honestly a perfect chili. I'm just gonna say it. Perfect amount of heat, perfect amount of salt. Everything just goes really well in there. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell. Stay safe. We'll see you next time. Make this. If you don't, you're doing yourself a disservice because this is so fantastic. I'm going to eat this. I am out. We'll see you in the next one.